A poor young boy just lost his grandfather. The young one's old man was killed by being severed in half. As much as he tries, he wasn't able to cry, despite the old man being the only family of the young man. No sadness drilled his heart. As the boy looked thoughtfully for a long time at the burning hut, he thinks of how much of a heartless, bad person he really is. One day the boy came back to the old man and proudly showed him the spirit connection herb in his hand. Grandpa praised his grandson, who claimed that the herb was located in the eastern part, just as the old man claimed. According to the old man, the big spiritual connection herb would be worth 5-9, and according to the boy, there was also a fox den, only with the babies without their mother inside. Worried, the old man asked his grandson if he had seen the baby foxes alive. The kid denies, stating that taking the lives of the little foxes would sadden their mother. The old man praised the boy and told him to put his basket aside for dinner. The grandpa looked at Jung with solemn eyes and asked him to promise one thing. Intrigued, Jung leaned closer and asked what it was. The old man's voice lowered, carrying the weight of years of wisdom and caution, as he said, "Never reveal your true self to anyone." The bloodthirsty boy apologized to his dead family as the young man reaches for his scythe. He claims that he would never be able to keep such a promise. Jung picked up the scythe, letting out a roar symbolizing his revenge. In the peaceful Zhongyang country, a carriage was rolling across the city. A bunch of beaten-up men were transported in the carriage. The crowd looked at the captured mountain bandits and criminals with disgust. As a cage holding a lone inmate passed by, the crowd wished for the prisoner's death. As the prisoners walked by, a man at the window noticed one confined in a solitary cage and asked his friend about him, his curiosity piqued. The young man inside the cage was pretty wounded and well detained. As he sips his tea, the one on the window claims that the boy must be as young as the master. The other man claims that you shouldn't be underestimated due to his youth and might be the most dangerous one detained, which is the first guess since he was locked in a separate cage. As he orders another drink, the one in yellow claims that the inmate doesn't impress his friend who's part of the Murim. According to the fat man, the boy was nicknamed the Scythe Demon Killer for his many massacres. But the hat man was not impressed and called him a petty murderer. The one in yellow asked the other one, what does he seek this time, to which he responded, engaging someone. The ideal candidate must be in his youth, and no one would be bothered by his death. Suddenly a rock hit the head of the owned prisoner. The one who threw the rock screamed that he deserves more than God's punishment. As the crowd continued insulting the young man, something grasped the employer's attention. The young one just sat there and took the insults. The man with the hat couldn't believe his own eyes. Jung was the prisoner, wounded and covered in blood. After seeing him, the employer quickly got up, canceling his request, while his friend states that the killer's pretty face looks like a woman. The one with the sword walked away from the table, while the other one started to shout, demanding an explanation. The soldier was now outside in front of the boy's cage. It seems that the man found what he was looking for. Jung was the perfect one to hire. At the heart of Zhangyang's inner castle stood the Golden Jade Hall. Inside, the prison cells were heavily guarded. The protagonist was in a cell alone with 2 soldiers guarding it. John claims that he was too careless. The young boy started to think about the one he hates. A scary, scared man claims that the boy is impressive. As he choked the protagonist, the man claims that it was unexpected to discover that it was an unknown kid who was tracking them. Jung thought of him as a monster after a long search and defeating all the others. The boy was easily defeated by his grandfather's killer, and fighting him again would only result in the same defeat. Jung was unable to find a way to take him down. The boy then remembers the killer calling him a child no one knows. Suddenly Jung uttered the words martial arts. The young man wondered if the mastery of martial arts would bring him victory over his grandfather's butcher. But Jung quickly ditched this idea since he might never be able to learn it. Suddenly a weird gas entered the room. This weird substance intrigued the scythe demon, since he smelled multiple herbs with his grandfather. Jung could tell that this is no smoke or fire, and even started to identify the gas components. Lizard tail and purple parsnip were part of the composition. As the guard started to get sleepy, he identified the presence of valerian root. When the soldier fell down, he noticed the valerian root. Jong could tell that it was a sleeping gas. Even a young herbalist inhaled the gas. Finally, Jong closed his eyes. A scythe demon killer's cell door was then opened. Someone started to enter the beast's cage. It was none other than the man with the hat. The soldier decided to use the sleeping aroma to abduct his perfect candidate. Suddenly, as soon as the chains retaining the demon came off, the boy started to move. The man with a hat was intrigued and confused. Jong was never asleep, but pretended to be. But before he could grasp the situation, the soldier swordsman received a stunning knee in the gut. Jong took this opportunity and started to run away. Despite being confused, the boy who managed to stay awake due to the bad preparation of the sleeping gas took this opportunity to escape. Suddenly, the killer started to shake. Jong's back was struck multiple times. The man with a hat claimed that the boy was now paralyzed since he was hit in his pressure point. The shocked Jong didn't notice the man catching up and wondered if this was martial arts. After that, the kidnapper threw his ideal candidate into a wall. Jong realized that the man was a martial artist and wondered if he was the one responsible for his grandfather's demise. The boy realized that although they looked the same, the killer had a scar on his left eye. Suddenly, someone walked up to them and asked the Hatman guard Cam if Jong was his ideal candidate. As the kidnapper told his master to wait outside, the one with a veil claimed that he always wanted to see the inside of a prison and claimed that it is just boring and smelly. The master asked guard Cam to bring him a chair and get the boy back up, in order to properly see his face. The man with the hat brutally sat the prisoner. As he lifted his veil, the master claimed that Jong looks just like him. The boy was astonished at what he'd seen. The young master, who's a perfect copy of the protagonist, believed that their meeting at this time was fate and destiny at stake. Jong was left speechless as his cozy laughed in his surprised reaction. The young master claimed that the boy will be executed in 2 days. Jong affirmed his future death. Kam's master stated that life is unjust since he's a young master, and the one in front of him will be executed despite looking so much alike. Jong responded to what the rich one said. The young master decided to offer the prisoner a rare opportunity, which intrigued the wounded boy. Jong was offered by Mok Gyang-woon to replace him as the third master of the Great Mok Sword Manor. The young inmate was surprised by the sudden offer. Mok explained that all he had to do was spend his day in a manor, enjoying the privileges he never tasted. A pretty servants, a comfortable bed, and exquisite food. The young master then added that once it's all over, Jong will be rewarded with a nice sum of money that would allow him to be free wherever he decided to go. The man with the hat showed the inmate a red candy that he should eat as a way to seal the deal according to Mok. Intrigued, the young man asked if it was poisoned, to which Cam responded by stating that it's a safety measure since he's an inmate. The guard of the young master affirmed that the herbals will get the antidote at the end of the job and asked him about his decision. As he stared at the candy, J-Boy thought about his dead grandpa. He thought about how he received his second chance. Jong decided to eat the candy. Kam and Mok observed him as he swallowed the poison. An evil smile was drawn on the face of the young master. Finally, Jong, the demon scythe killer, was given another chance to avenge his dead grandpa. The boy kept his straight expression as he swallowed the red candy. Jong then asked Mok if he would really receive this another chance. The young master praised him for his choice. Mok then asked his guard to undo the herbalist handcuffs and the pressure point seal that he put on him. As the young master ordered, the pressure points were released. Next, the handcuffs were undone. Jong was now free to move again and relieved to be. Cam then told his master that he will lead them to the exit so he should follow them from the back. Mok ordered Jong to walk in front of him, the man with a hat. Look both ways to clear a path. Cam was shocked to see the inmate holding his master's face. The demon scythe killer snapped the third young master's neck by turning it all the way to the back. Guard Cam was shocked by his master's sudden brutal death. The corpse of Mok fell to the ground. The demon jokingly played his kill as a slight mistake and asked the man of the hat what he will do next with a devious smile. The bloody demon boy claimed that he killed the fake,